Hello and welcome to another quick YNAB tutorial. My name is Lindsey Ciarrocca, YNAB certified coach and certified money coach. Today I'm going to show you how to manage your payees in YNAB, and I will explain exactly what that means in just a second. Alright, before we get into that, I would love to take a quick moment to invite you to join my membership on School. It is called the Empowered Money Circle, and this is where I teach more about YNAB and all of the tips and tricks and how to master this brilliant software and be able to use it as a tool to help you make informed decisions about your money. You can go ahead and start your free 7-day trial today. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, so if you are in any of your transaction registers in YNAB, you'll see this payee column right here. And as you use the system, YNAB will pull in all these different places that you spend money or pay money to, and sometimes they can get a little messy, let's just say. So if you come into any of your transaction registers on any account and double click on a payee, then click on this Manage Payees button, it will bring up this window here, which will show you all of the different payees that you have that have been brought into the system as you've been using it. So some of them are pretty easy, they're clean, easy to read: TJ Maxx, Taco Bell, Target, right? But if you come to, there was one up this way that said Hotel Com and then a big number. What does that mean, right? Is that really anything useful? So obviously it's a hotels.com charge, usually with some sort of like transaction number after it, but we don't really need that info. All right, so first let's go ahead and combine these two transactions. So if you check both of the boxes, you will come up with this screen that says combine and rename selected payees. So what you'll want to do is type in a name that makes sense for you. So again, for me, I would do hotels.com and hit combine. So now instead of having two separate lines, we have just one that says hotels.com. Then what you can also do is you can set a rule to rename them. So anything that says hotel.com, we want to add that one in. And so any transaction that comes through that has hotel.com in the payee name, it will rename it to hotels.com. You can also choose to have it automatically categorize to something. So for example, hotels.com, that's probably likely travel. So if you always want it to if you always want it to categorize anything that comes in from hotels.com to travel, you can do that here. Then you can go ahead and hit done. So now if we have a transaction that comes in, this won't really work to manually enter it because hotel.com, it's not really going to come up with anything. But now if you start to write in hotels.com, it's going to pull up this one right here, and you'll see it automatically populates the travel expense category, and then you just have to enter how much you paid. So that is how you can easily clean up your list of payees, just because, like I said, personally, I don't like to see all the transaction numbers. I don't like to see things in all capital letters. So every once in a while, I will go through and clean up some category payee names. I like to have things clean, easy to read. It's just chewy. It's just a grocery store. It doesn't need that big long transaction number. So I will go into that payee section and clean up those payees so you can keep your YNAB nice and simple. All right, if this video was helpful, I would love it if you hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you would like more YNAB tutorials like this. All right, I will see you in the next video.